Alaska, the frigid northern extremity of America. Come April, the harsh winter begins to loosen its grip on the land. The seemingly endless nights grow shorter, day by day, and the frozen wilderness starts to thaw. In the heart of this majestic setting lies a small town not far from Fairbanks, whose weary inhabitants eagerly await the arrival of spring. Montgomery Memorial Hospital watches over the town like an old man, and in this remote hospital toil two doctors who are about to be swallowed by the jaws of fate.
We will now begin the tutorial. I will explain the basic treatment of affected areas. There are 3 topics: incisions, suturing, and bandaging. This patient is a mannequin, but please perform the treatment as if it were a human patient. Now, let's begin the first topic, the incision. First, we will use the antibiotic gel to disinfect the area where we will make the incision. This gel is a multi-purpose salve that is used for disinfecting, clotting blood, and treating wounds. Please select the antibiotic gel now. Do you see the yellow guideline where the incision will be made? The sections disinfected by the antibiotic gel will turn from yellow to blue. Try and disinfect the guideline until it turns completely blue. Hold the A button and move the pointer to apply the antibiotic gel. We are now done disinfecting it. Next, we will use the scalpel to make an incision. Now, please select move the pointer to the end of the guideline and press the A button. Hold the A button and move the pointer along the guideline. That is how to make an incision. Now, let's try it again. First, you must disinfect the area. Make the yellow guideline turn completely blue. Now, let's make the incision. The incision has been made. Before we move to suturing, let's try making another incision. This brings the incision tutorial to an end. Next is the suturing tutorial. Now, let's begin suturing. The tools used to suture a wound are a needle and thread. Please select the suture. Large incisions are closed by stitching them shut with the needle and thread. Hold the A button and make a large zigzag pattern with the pointer following the incision. Suture the incision as if you're trying to close both edges of the open gap. This is the procedure to follow when suturing a wound. As you just saw, the needle and thread are used to suture open wound. Now, let's try it again. You've successfully sutured the incision. Hold the A button and move the pointer. The same procedure is used to close large lacerations as well as to close up the initial incision. Now, let's try it again one more time. That's the end of the suturing tutorial. Bandaging is next. This is the last part of the tutorial. Bandaging is a treatment done at the end of almost every operation. First, let's disinfect the sutured area with the antibiotic gel. This also stops the bleeding at the edge. Please apply the antibiotic gel to the sutured area to treat the hemorrhaging. The sutured area has been disinfected. Now, pick up the bandage tape. The bandage is on the left side of the screen. Move the pointer over it and move the pointer to one end of the sutured area and hold. Then move the pointer to the other end of the sutures and don't make the bandage too long or please apply the tape to cover the entire sutured area. This is how you tape sutured incision. This is the step you will use to finish an operation. Master it. Now, let's try it again. First, treat the hemorrhaging along the sutured area. The sutured area has been treated. Now, pick up the bandage and bandage up the sutured area. This is the last time. Let's try it without any hints. Bandaging complete. Well then, let's review. Perform the incision, suturing, and bandaging treatments that we practiced. You've made the incision. Now to suture it. Suturing complete. Finally, bandage the incision. All the basic actions have great work. That's the end of the tutorial. Welcome to the tutorial. This time, I'll show you something similar to an actual operation and explain the uses of certain tools. The tools that I will be explaining are the syringe, sutures, and forceps. First, select the syringe. The syringe is a tool used to inject different medicines. Right now, there are inflammations in view. Let's try injecting these inflammations with an anti-inflammatory. The anti-inflammatory is the blue bottle at the bottom of the screen. Move the pointer over to the bottle with the blue medicine in it and press the A button. Hold the A button to fill the syringe with medicine. Now move the pointer to an inflammation and press the A button. The inflammation has been treated. Please treat the other inflammations in the same way. All the inflammations have been treated. That is how you inject medicine. Lacerations have occurred in the operating area. Let's treat these lacerations next. To treat the lacerations, use the sutures. Now, select the suture. Hold down the A button and move the point. Once you've sutured from one end of the laceration to the other, let go of the A button. The laceration has been sutured. Please treat the other lacerations in the same way. All the lacerations have been sutured. Just like closing an incision, a laceration is closed by using a zigzag motion along the wound. Let's continue and perform a treatment to remove shards of glass from a patient's body. To remove foreign objects from the area, use the forceps. Now move the pointer over the glass shard and press both the A and B button. Keep holding both buttons and pull the shard out in the opposite direction than it is lodged in. Now carry it over to the tray, and the glass shard has been extracted. Now remove all the other shards using the same method. All the glass shards have been extracted, but now there are wounds left behind from where the glass had entered the body. Use the antibiotic gel to treat small wounds like these. Now, treat one of the small wounds with the antibiotic gel. The wounds have been treated. Let's practice what we've covered here once more. The glass shards have been removed. Don't forget to treat the wounds with the The wounds have been treated. Please move on to the other areas. The inflammations have been treated. Please inject the anti-inflammatory into the inflammation. The lacerations have been sutured. Great work! That brings this tutorial to a close.
They're here! Hurry, Val! The patient's a 40-year-old male. He has a gash on his chest and he's losing blood fast.
How was he injured?
He ignored the tour guide's warning and picked a fight with a grizzly. His blood pressure's 70, his heart rate's 130, and he's lost consciousness.
Got it. Can you hear me? We're going to take you into the hospital. My name is Valerie Blaylock. I'll be treating you. Don't worry. You've been badly injured, but it's not hopeless. In fact, you're quite lucky that there are 2 skilled doctors in a remote place like this.
I've confirmed the patient's blood type and blood count, Dr. Vaughn.
Do we have enough blood on hand? If not, then make arrangements. Have Eric make a quick trip to the blood center. Now, what about the x-rays?
It looks like he has 2 broken bones. We'll have to rebuild them. Nurse, have an ample supply of antibiotic gel ready.
It's hard to believe, but situations like this don't seem to faze me anymore. And here I thought I was gonna be able to kick back and enjoy the northern lights every night.
Oh, quit your whining.
Doctor, the patient's vitals are dropping.
All right, let's get down to business. I have dinner reservations.
Let's begin the conference. The patient has suffered a large laceration extending from his right shoulder to his chest. He also has a compound fracture in his right arm. The bone fragments seem to be aggravating the surrounding tissue. There are 2 objectives in this operation. The first is to stop the bleeding and suture the wound. The second is to retrieve the bone fragments, reform them, and set them in place.
The blood won't be arriving for a while.
We don't have time to wait. We have to begin the procedure immediately.
I agree.
Time is of the essence. Let's get started.
Okay, let's begin the operation. The patient's vitals are low. Please use the syringe to stabilize them. His vitals have been stabilized. Begin treating the external wound. First, you'll need to sew up the laceration with the sutures. Begin suturing the remaining lacerations.
So far, so good.
Suturing is complete, but there are still some small wounds left. Please treat them with antibiotic gel.
That takes care of the external wounds. Let's move on to treating his arm.
Apply the antibiotic gel to the incision guideline to disinfect the area. The area has been disinfected. Now, make an incision with the scalpel. Begin treating the fracture. First, retrieve all the bone fragments. Use the forceps to remove the fragments that are lodged in the tissue. Place the fragments on the tray. The first fragment has been removed. Don't forget to treat the wound. The third fragment has been removed. Please treat the wound as well. All of the bone fragments have been removed. Please treat the remaining wounds now.
Looks like this bone is warped.
Let's see if we can reshape it with the forceps.
need to reconnect the bone fragments.
Twist your wrist to maneuver the fragment into the correct. You've successfully placed the first bone fragment. Please continue.
Man, this is like a jigsaw puzzle.
All of the bone fragments have been properly placed. Now, please use the antibiotic gel to affix.
That does it. Let's close them up.
Now suture it in the same manner as the laceration. Okay, we need to bandage the sutured incision. Use the antibiotic gel to stop the bleeding before we bandage him up.
The bleeding stopped.
Apply the bandage from one end of the sutured incision to the other, and we'll be finished. Good work, everyone. Good work, Doctor. Now, I don't know how you can remain so calm during an operation. I'll transfer the patient to room 3.
He'll need to remain here for about 5 days. Should I send a bill for a guided tour of Montgomery Memorial to his travel agent?
Good idea, but don't serve him anything fancy. We don't want him getting too comfortable.
I see that the operation went well.
It did. So when are they going to give us the key to the city? We are making Alaska safe for tourists, after all.
I'll take it from here. That is, if you don't mind stepping aside for an old-timer like me.
No, not at all. Just let me know if anything comes up. I'll be at Lucky's, enjoying some grilled salmon.
Well, I don't let my stomach call the shots, so I'd be happy to stay a little longer, sir.
That's quite all right, Dr. Blaylock. There's nothing more we can do for him for the time being.
Beginning the tutorial. This time, I will explain the use of the laser, the ultrasound, and the drain. First, select the drain. The drain is a tool used to clear away liquids, such as blood or pus, from the area of operations. Let's try draining the red pools of blood. Move the pointer to the pool of blood and hold the A button. If you move the pointer while holding the button, you will be able to drain from a wider area. Blood pools have been treated. These small tumors were hidden under the blood. The laser is used to burn away small tumors like these. Now, select the laser. This is used in a similar way as the drain. Move the pointer over a small tumor and hold the A button. All the small tumors have been treated. However, after burning away the tumors, small wounds are left behind. These small wounds can be treated with the antibiotic gel. Please treat all the small wounds using the antibiotic gel. The area is now clear. However, there will be times when something lies hidden beneath the surface out of view. The ultrasound is the tool used to locate hidden objects. Select the ultrasound. Try moving the pointer around. If something is hidden, then you will be able to see it as a shadow. Ah, we caught a glimpse of a shadow. It appears to be a tumor. Move the ultrasound towards the shadow. The shadow will stay displayed like this for a moment. Now's the chance to make an incision across it with the scalpel. The shadow will disappear over time. Use the ultrasound again if that happens. Make a straight cut through the center of the shadow with the scalpel. Now we can see the tumor. Using the scalpel and the ultrasound like this will allow you to find and expose hidden objects. Let's treat this tumor. First, we need to drain the cytoplasm from the tumor. Use the drain to remove this fluid. Please select the drain. Next, use the drain on the tumor. The cytoplasm has been drained from the tumor, but if time passes, the cytoplasm will seep out again. Let's cut the tumor out. Follow the guideline and carefully cut around the tumor with the scalpel. The tumor has been cut out. Next, we will extract the tumor. Use the forceps to pick it up and carry it to the tray. The tumor has been extracted, but there is still a wound left behind from where we removed the tumor. A synthetic membrane must be used to treat the excision area. Select the forceps and carry the membrane from the tray and place it on top of the wound. Next, let's affix the synthetic membrane. Apply the antibiotic gel, covering the entire The membrane has been firmly affixed. This completes the tumor removal. This is the basic process to remove tumors, so be sure to remember it. That wraps up the explanation. Let's practice everything we've covered once more. All the blood pools have been treated. Use the antibiotic gel to treat the small wounds left behind after burning the small tumors. The large tumor is all that's left. Let's use the ultrasound to look around. There's the tumor shadow. Use the scalpel to make an incision across the shadow. Drain the cytoplasm from the tumor. The cytoplasm has been drained. Now use the scalpel and make an incision along the guideline. The tumor has been cut out. Select the forceps to extract it. There is a wound left behind. Place a synthetic membrane over the excision. Now affix it with the antibiotic gel. Great work! That brings this tutorial to a close.
What nice weather.
Ah, Dr. Blaylock, how are you today?
Good morning, sister. I'm doing well, thank you. Seems like it's finally starting to warm up.
Oh, don't be fooled, dear. The cool temperatures can return quite suddenly, so be sure to carry a sweater with you at all times.
Oh, okay, I will. Looks like you've taught me something new about this town once again, sister.
And be careful not to get caught in any storms. They can be absolutely dreadful. Well, I must be going, but if there's anything new troubling you, please come see me at church.
Oh, thank you. But I've been okay lately. I've been meaning to attend Sunday service, though.
Good. I hope to see you before we move to the new church we're building.
You will, I promise.
Hey, Doc, am I gonna be okay?
Why wouldn't you be?
Well, if I had the cash, I would have gone to a real hospital, but I don't, so I'm stuck here.
Mr. Carlton, you may not be aware, but this hospital is affiliated with Concordia Medical Institute in Los Angeles. Only the finest and most skilled doctors are sent here.
Oh, really? Because everyone around town says that this is where all the rejects get dumped.
That's ridiculous.
They say that Dr. Montgomery, the guy who built this hospital, was really good. But that was what, 20 years ago? I mean, it doesn't matter now because he's dead.
Well, I'm still alive. So let's just try to get through this together, all right? Now, the bad news is you have a tumor. But the good news is it's benign. So don't worry. I can perform this operation in my sleep. Okay, the nurses will help you get ready, so please return to your room.
All right. But can I call my wife first? I want to talk to her about my will.
Why in the world would they want me to come back?
Dr. Vaughn, are you there?
Oh, Dr. Hoover. I have an operation to prepare for, so...
Well, I wanted to speak with you about that matter I mentioned earlier.
Perfect timing. I was just looking over those documents you gave me. I'm sorry, but I can't agree to this.
Oh, and why not?
I couldn't do that to this place. How would you function without us? So even if it's a direct order, I can't comply. You understand, don't you?
Yes, but I believe I neglected to mention that Professor Wilkins contacted me personally. So perhaps you should consult with Valerie before you make up your mind.
Well, I don't know about her, but there's no way I'm going back.
Excuse me, Doctor. Dr. Blaylock is paging you.
Please excuse me, Dr. Hoover. I have an operation to perform.
I'd appreciate it if you could arrive on time, Marcus.
Sorry, could you review the briefing?
Of course, Dr. Vaughn. The test results show that Mr. Carlton has multiple tumors in his stomach. They're benign, but rather large, so as a precaution, we're going to excise them using the Powell procedure.
The Powell procedure, huh? Well, that may be difficult for a reject doctor like me.
Oh, Dr. Vaughn, you're not letting the patient's rude comment bother you, are you?
I guess we'll just have to show him how talented we really are.
Yeah, you're right, Val.
I'm ready to begin the operation.
Okay, let's begin the operation. Disinfect the area with antibiotic gel before you make your incision with the scalpel. Small tumors seem to have formed. Let's burn them before we extract the larger ones. Use antibiotic gel to heal any wounds caused by the burning of the small tumors. All the small tumors that can be visually confirmed. Now let's begin extracting. Observe the area where the tumor has been located, but excise the center of it and expose the tumor while it's still visible. Follow the Powell procedure. Place the drain. The cytoplasm has been drained. Now excise the tumor with the scalpel. Use the forceps to place the excised tumor on the tray. Now we need to treat. Use the forceps to place the synthetic membrane. Apply antibiotic gel to affix. The membrane has been attached. According to the test results, there should be more tumors.
The affected area is around here.
All right, let's continue with the Powell procedure.
The tumor has been located. Please expose it with the scalpel. Okay, now drain the cytoplasm. Excise it with the scalpel before the cytoplasm seeps out again. Please remove the excised tumor with the forceps. Small tumors have formed. It must be due to the main tumor. Apply antibiotic gel on the synthetic membrane to affix it. Even if the shadow disappears, you can still estimate where to make the incision. seems to be all the large tumors. Please treat the excised area and the small tumors. The procedure is complete. Let's close him up. All right, close him up. Treat the bleeding before you bandage the sutured incision. That completes the operation. Good work, everyone.
Man, feels so much better. My stomach doesn't hurt for a change. I'm glad I decided to go through it after all.
If anyone else had performed the operation, I doubt it would have gone so well.
Yeah, you guys were amazing. I'll be sure to ask for you two next time I need to have an operation done.
Do you think there will be a next time here at Montgomery Memorial?
For me, there will.
I thought you'd say that. What a storm. We'll have to close early.
Too bad we can't leave, though. We finally managed to dodge the late shift, and we're stuck here anyway. Well, this bed has my name on it, so I'm gonna get some much-needed sleep.
Hey, isn't that investigator from Concordia supposed to stop by sometime today? I'm sure you'll be the first they'll want questioned.
Oh, don't worry, they won't be sending anyone out here in this weather.
I guess since no one else is around, all calls are being transferred to us. Dr. Blaylock speaking.
Is this the hospital? I need help. Someone's been badly injured.
Marcus, we have an emergency. Yes, this is Montgomery Memorial. Please remain calm. Now, can you tell me what happened?
A man was accidentally shot in the chest with a rifle. He's bleeding profusely. I estimate that he's already lost about 500 milliliters. His CS is 233.
All right, we'll prepare for your arrival. How long before you can get here?
Mister, how long will it take us to get there? 10 minutes. Can you get us there in 5? We'll be there in 5 to 10 minutes.
Got it. We'll be ready. All the nurses have gone home. We'll have to do this on our own. Can you prep the OR?
The IV, BGA, and CT are all ready to go. So is the blood count and cross-matching test. Looks like the storm's headed our way.
I'm so glad you're still open. Here's the patient.
We're ready for him.
I've managed to temporarily stop the bleeding, but his vitals have dropped significantly. He's been shot in the chest. It looks like the bullet's still lodged inside him. His condition is critical. There isn't a moment to lose.
Everyone's already gone home, so you'll have to help me get him on the stretcher.
No problem. I'm actually a nurse. So if you're short-handed, I can help you with the procedure.
Now it all makes sense. I was wondering how you knew to report all that information. We can definitely use your help. Come on, let's go. Marcus, the patient's here. And this girl is a nurse. She's going to help us.
Finally, some good news. So does she have a name?
Oh, sorry, I didn't think to ask you.
I'm Elena Salazar from the Concordia Medical Institute in Los Angeles.
I'm surprised Concordia sent someone as young as you.
It's nice to see you again, Dr. Vaughn.
Have we met before?
Let's save the introductions for later. We've got an operation to perform.
I know this is an emergency, but please allow me to advise you on the situation. The patient is a Caucasian male in his 50s. He's suffering from a gunshot wound from a rifle. The bullet didn't exit his body. It's still inside him. Due to the excessive amount of bleeding, there's a possibility the bullet nicked his heart.
There's no time to waste.
He's lucky you got him here so quickly.
The objectives in this operation are to extract the bullet and treat the hemorrhaging areas. Okay, let's give it our all.
All right, let's begin.
Okay, let's give it our all. We need to treat the external wounds first. The round seems to have... Let's treat the gunshot wound before we open him up. I'll prepare the synthetic membrane. Please affix it to the wound. Now affix it with antibiotic. The gunshot wound has been successfully treated. Now let's open him up. He's in bad shape. Please keep an eye on his vitals while you treat his wounds. Located the gunshot wound. We're dealing with his heart, so please be extremely careful when you extract the round. Let's drain the blood and determine the condition of the round. A mistake could be fatal. Please extract the round carefully. What? Only this round is split in two. The other half must still be lodged inside. We have no choice. We have to open the gunshot wound wider with a scalpel. We can't get a pulse with the round still lodged inside him. Please extract it quickly. Open up the gunshot wound with a scalpel and keep an eye on his vitals. A blood pool has formed. Please drain it quickly. You've located the remaining piece. Please extract it with care. The round has been extracted. Please treat the remaining wounds. That completes the treatment of the wounds. Now please resuscitate the patient using the defibrillator. Now move the Wii remote forward. You have to press the paddles against his body. This gauge displays the amount of power being charged. Press the Z and B buttons together when there's no pulse yet, but your timing needs to be better. Please watch the gauge more carefully. We have a pulse. What a relief. Okay, let's close him up. Doctor, please close him up. Okay, let's finish by bandaging the sutured incision. There's not much time.
That completes the... I was worried during that one part of the operation, but we made it. Great work, Doctor.
That was a difficult operation, but it went well with your help. You're a very skilled nurse.
Really?
Yes, really. I'd love for you to assist us again sometime, if possible.
But first, we should clarify some things. What instructions did Professor Wilkins give you prior to coming here, Elena?
You're right. I shouldn't hide my true intentions, but I didn't come here to spy on you. And I didn't come here to help you. I came here to ask you to operate on me, Dr. Vaughn.
What?
It's the pump unit you implanted in my pancreas 7 years ago. It isn't going to last much longer. Please, Dr. Vaughn. You have to help me.
Now I remember. So you're that little girl. Elena has intractable pancreatic necrosis, an extremely rare genetic immune system disorder. The disease surfaces due to stress caused by aging, viruses, or chemical substances. If left untreated, it could cause septicemia, cellular necrosis, and a severe case of pancreatitis. Thankfully, an effective immune suppressant was developed in 2015, so now the disorder can be treated by implanting a high-efficiency pump system in the patient.
But why do you need another operation? Is the system malfunctioning?
Yeah, it's designed to last for 20 years.
The antibody has denatured. The medication isn't working. To compensate, the pump's immunity suppressant control chips need to be replaced.
And you expected that someone at a remote hospital like this could do it?
I wanted to ask Dr. Vaughn to perform the operation, since he already saved me once before. I'm sorry I didn't contact you beforehand.
Oh, no need to apologize. You're quite welcome here.
Placing the pump unit is no easy task, and tampering with the implanted unit might cause stress and trigger an acute reaction. An inexperienced doctor wouldn't even attempt such an operation.
Doctor, we've received a shipment from Concordia. According to the label, it requires refrigeration.
I had them send all the materials necessary to perform the operation.
Marcy, please refrigerate them at once. The patient appears to be in good condition, but that doesn't mean we have time to spare. Once the preliminary test results are in, we'll need to operate immediately.
So it's a difficult operation, huh?
Yeah, it'll require some preparation.
Oh, are you heading back home, Dr. Blaylock?
Oh, hi, Elena. Yes, I am. You're staying here tonight, I assume.
Yes. I was hoping to catch a glimpse of the northern lights.
I see. Well, try to stay warm. By the way, I wanted to ask you about how you became a nurse. It must have been tough. Not only were you young, but you also had your illness to contend with.
Well, I was working towards something I really wanted, so I was able to overcome those obstacles. And in the process, I was able to learn more about my condition.
But you even received your international nursing license, right? That's amazing.
I was grateful to be alive. People are capable of so much when they don't take life for granted.
You're really mature for your age. I think you have a great career ahead of you.
Thanks. I can't wait to get back to treating patients, as opposed to being one. Look! The northern lights. It's so beautiful.
Yes, it is. Miss Elena, let's both do our best during tomorrow's operation.
Remain centered. Breathe. Focus. As the stars have taught me, I am one with life. I am one with now. Remain centered. Breathe. Focus. Should have unplugged the phone. Yeah, who is it?
Greetings. I'm sorry to disturb you so late, Marcus.
Professor Wilkins.
I suspected this would be a good time to reach you.
It would have been nice if I could have finished meditating.
I see you're still dabbling in witchcraft. Well, that's good, because it is precisely that sorcery of yours we must rely on now.
Look, I'll perform the surgery on Elena. Just don't expect me to return to Concordia.
It seems there's been a misunderstanding. She's not the reason I contacted you, Marcus. There's another patient I'm concerned about.
What are you trying to say?
Stigma has awakened, and I require your assistance.
What? Didn't I tell you that it was too dangerous to tamper with?
So you don't think you share in any of the responsibility, Well, don't be ridiculous. It's too late to wash your hands of this. However, there's no reason to let your feelings of guilt torment you. In fact, I have some good news for you. The patient I'm referring to, well then, we shall continue this conversation another time.
Professor Wilkins has stigma. I can't believe it.
You look distracted today. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks.
If you say so. Just as long as you'll be able to use your healing touch.
Well, if all goes as planned, I won't need to. Don't worry, Elena. Everything will be fine.
Oh, I'm not worried.
Now, about these microchips we're replacing.
Well, they went to the trouble of including instructions from the designer himself, so I'll indicate when you should bring them out. Fortunately, his directions are perfectly clear. I'll have to thank Professor Kerensky.
The operation is sure to be a success with such a well-prepared team. All right, Elena? I'm gonna begin administering the anesthesia.
Okay, I'll try to get some sleep.
All right, let's go over this one more time. The objective of this operation is to readjust the pump unit installed in the pancreas. Depending on the condition of the pump, we'll most likely have to change the control chips. There's a high risk that there may be hemorrhaging as a result of the chip exchange. Follow my lead and keep in mind that we may need to make some changes along the way.
All right? Let's make this an operation to remember.
The control chips are ready, Doctor.
Okay, keep them on hand so they'll be ready when I call for them. Okay, let's begin.
We will now begin Ms. Salazar's operation. The implant is in the pancreas. Please perform a laparotomy. This must be the implant. Let's use antibiotic gel to stop the hemorrhaging.
The wounds have been treated, but it's only a matter of time before it ruptures again. We're going to have to replace the implant's control chips. First, we'll have to disable the current chips, then we can exchange them with the new ones.
Use the laser to disable the chips. The control chip, use a scalpel to cut it out. Be careful of any hemorrhaging that may occur. The control chip has been disconnected. Please remove it with the forceps. Now insert the new control chip into where the old one used to be. The exchange is complete. We'll repeat this procedure with the rest of the control chips. The third chip has been exchanged. Just one more to go. This is the last one. Huh? There's massive hemorrhaging. Use the drain to clear away the blood before continuing with the chip exchange.
Unbelievable! Another blood freeze. Something's not right.
Why won't the hemorrhaging stop?
I have a bad feeling something would go wrong. I guess I have no choice. Remain centered. Breathe. Focus. As the stars have taught me. Now, let's finish this. Okay, I've got some time until it hemorrhages again. I need to continue the operation while I can. We're done here.
The healing touch. Amazing.
Sorry, but I'll have to leave the rest to you. I think I overdid it.
Marcus? Hey! Nurse Bloom, get Marcus out of here. I'll handle the rest of the operation. You're awake. You seem completely drained, Marcus. Is it because you haven't used your gift recently?
Yeah, I'm exhausted. How's our patient?
I completed the rest of the operation. Her condition's stable now. I'll keep an eye on her, so feel free to get some rest.
That sounds good. But I'd probably end up freezing to death.
I don't understand it. Why would they send someone with your ability to a place like this?
All right, enough with the sarcasm.
No, I'm serious. In fact, I'm a bit envious. Personality aside, I'd love to be you, Marcus. To have your ability?
Don't sell yourself short, Val.
What do you mean?
You didn't come here for the tropical weather. You came to refine your techniques, to learn the healing touch. But if you've already given up on that, then there's no reason to stay here.
Who are you to be judging me? You sulk around here all day like a mistreated dog licking your wounds.
Sorry, Val, that didn't come out right. I'm not very good at giving pep talks. All I can think to say is try harder, which isn't very helpful, huh?
I'm sorry, too. I shouldn't have snapped at you like that.
I guess when it comes to interpersonal communication, I'm no Dr. Montgomery, huh? Well, maybe if you pray hard enough, he'll visit you in your dreams and teach you the right way.